Howdy. This is the Parliament building. I kind of already got some shots in the day anyway of this place, but at night it looks nice, man. All golden and whatnot. Pretty. Yeah. It's just very cold, so I'm just not really fully motivated to get the shots in, but yep, every little helps. Just might as well embrace the visuals while I'm here. Fly back tomorrow. Now luckily for me, I'll be going back to Gatwick rather than Luton. Luton Airport is one annoyance, and yeah, I'd rather go Gatwick, easier for me. Wow, very pretty. Yeah, let's embrace it for a moment. Oh, Budapest. I will return, but with company. You know what I mean? I don't know if there'll ever be another country that will hit Holland or Netherlands type level of love, but Budapest, your food was amazing. I have to give you that. Food was incredible. It was lekker. Eten, Hungarian eten. Het is lekker. Still trying to work on my Dutch. I mean, you see with my Dutch, I fuck up with my Dutch when it comes to sentence placements. So where you put your words in a sentence, I sometimes, it's so hard for me because I look at it from an English sentence perspective, whereas with the Dutch, you'll know what I mean. Some of the words are jumbled in some way, but eventually you start to get used to it. But it's how you say it, the sentence, and make it all make sense. But yeah. Right, we're gonna go over to like this side, so we're gonna cross this bridge. I am dying for some rum tea, so mission is looking for some rum tea. There was a part where I was going, I was seeing rum tea everywhere, but now I can't see nothing. But rum tea just hits the spot. I might ask for an extra shot. Just make sure I don't drop. Hey. So yeah. Do you know what? I felt like I was gonna come with an illness because of just how cold it is. But I'm definitely past -10, I would say. Must be. But yeah, somehow I didn't become ill, which is good. Very good. Just got a lot on my mind, to be fair, with your YouTube. A lot on my mind. You know, you know what, I should just not care what people think, and then just say fuck it. If I'm gonna be hated, I'm gonna be hated. The hell with it. And just embrace the hate if necessary. This is mostly coming from co-workers and stuff like that, because where I work on a railway station, like one of the main London ones, and the funny thing is about working there is so much gossiping, so much bitching going on, so much nonsense. If you have a backbone and you stand up for yourself, sometimes they just leave you alone. You know what I mean? But you know what? I just want love in my life in that sort of sense, where like a few years ago I almost had it perfect. You know, I had a best friend, I had a beautiful girlfriend at the time. I still think I still think she secretly watches my Instagram, you know. I had it perfect like a few years back. I had a best friend and I had a girlfriend. I was saving money. I was still traveling, but not as much, but I was focused. I was organized, had everything on point, and then everything just completely fell apart. Everything fell apart. You know, it's like being on a, what's its main purpose of buying them? You want free shit, or is it just because you want to make yourself out to be that person with who's popular and everyone wants to be a part of? My ex-girlfriend one time said to me about my followers and stuff that I follow more people than they follow me. And you know what, I don't really care. Like, I tell you the truth on that, and I know Jobby is probably watching. To tell you the truth on that, yeah, people and Jobby, to be really honest with you, I don't care. It's just there are people's pages that are interesting to me. It could mean maybe I like their photography, maybe I like their fashion sense, maybe I like the way they edit their photos, maybe I like their positive vibes that comes through the page, maybe I like some of the twerking some of the twerking video. Fuck knows. Do you know, it could be all sorts. Wrestling, I got wrestling, I follow wrestlers, I follow MMA fighters, I follow comedians, I follow actors, I follow fucking artists. You know what I mean? I follow these self-proclaimed models that are aka Instagram models or Instagram attention-seeking women. All sorts, models, you name it. But really and truly, who cares? So what? You know what I mean? If I'm following people, that means I'm making use of that platform. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have to be that guy who makes out like he's I'm something like exclusive in terms of how can I put this? Like I'm that guy, if that makes sense. Where don't follow no one. I just have my own. I just have people that follow me, upload stuff and call it like that. Why do I need to be not my own ass prick like that? And there's photographers that have done that. One of my favorite photographers do it, but I think for him it's a little bit different. And hear me out. Maybe for him it's more in terms of so many people are begging his follow. He's just like, fuck it, I can't be asked. And the guy has got shitloads of followers, very talented, you know, very fucking talented. There's the Parliament building. Yeah, very talented guy. But I'm just not that person, you know what I mean? Me talking through these videos is a reflection of who I am, so there's no misunderstanding. Work is kind of worrying me but not worrying me. Work is worrying me because there's some people that know certain things that they shouldn't, and they may spill the beans in terms, you know what I mean, they may spill the beans, you know what I mean. But my co-workers, some of them are cool, and that's a very small handful of them. And some of my co-workers are just straight up two-faced, straight up assholes, female wise as well, you know what I mean. But you're in this sort of state of mind of, yeah, I have to work with them, but at the same time some of them I really want to punch them in the face, and I want to do it because there's so much double standard and hypocrisy there. And I ain't gonna lie, it's starting to slowly rub off on me. But people make me laugh, you see, at work, because I work, I come in, I try and be positive and I try to be a team, and then people just talk nonsense. You know, people just talk nonsense, and it's just kind of like, what's with all this two-faced shit? And a lot of it all started with what do you call it? A lot of it all started with people who, how can I say this? I don't know if it's jealousy or not. I don't know if it's jealousy or not, but you had people who secretly didn't like me but would be all nicey, and and stuff like that. And I feel like it's happening again with the secretary there, you know. I just thought, oh, it's so hard, man, because half of the time I can't grab them and just be like, what the fuck you saying, you know what I mean? I just can't do it. And if I do it, that's what they want me to do. Managers want me to report shit, and I'm just kind of like, no, it's not, number one, not my business to do that, and number two, if it involves me, if I find something offensive, so offensive to a point where I can't help but report it, then I'll do it. But I am not on the gravitation of being that guy, you know. Getting in those visuals, people. So yeah, this is me opening up one part of my videos. The people that's watching this on YouTube, listen, 2019 was an extremely painful year for me, and I'm trying my best to recover from that and make 2020 a new decade, a new beautiful future. I want to be out of here, I want to move to the Netherlands, and I just want to give it a chance, give it a shot, see how well I do. If I have to go back to the UK, I'd probably be more depressed if anything, but you know, I just want to try my best. But I just don't want to be hurt anymore emotionally, or you know, physically I don't get hurt, but emotionally I just don't want to be hurt anymore, you know what I mean? But I don't understand the rules of life in that sort of sense. I'm around people that are constantly looking happy, constantly having this how can I say it, constantly having this parade of oh yeah, life is perfect, life is this, life is that. Right, let's see if they got do rum tea here, man, because I really need rum tea. Tea, where is it? Please ask your waiter for the selection. Okay, let's give it a shot. All right, welcome back. My memory will up full, so I had to delete some stuff, but I'll chain it up all together. Yeah, I had everything perfect. Everything was running smoothly, and then everything just fell apart like proper bad. And I went from being super happy, everything was comfortable, going in the right direction, and then everything just fell apart. It changed me, I ain't gonna lie. It made me very dark, because I just didn't trust life anymore. I didn't so much care. I wasn't bothered by anyone's feelings or emotions and stuff, you know. And then a lot of dodgy shit started happening with the girlfriend at the time. I started to clock onto certain human behavior patterns, and obviously through wisdom and knowledge, you know what I mean, you see how it all kind of pans out. But from that I just realized that I had a hard time trusting people, and that's because of just being fucked over. It made me very dark, you know what I mean. So it's like, when I get questions about my solo travels sometimes, about safety and things like that, I never really get too fussed or bothered by it, because it's like, I just don't care anymore, do you know what I mean? I just don't care anymore, man. That's what happens when you get broken hearted. You just stop caring, you just start doing dumb shit. You do dumb shit that you wouldn't think you would do, you know. And a lot of dumb shit you would do is just out of the ordinary, and that's what I was doing. I was doing all this dumb stuff because, what the fuck, like, being nice just didn't really get me anywhere. Now I got this thing with work, and with work, I wanted work even to be an escape. I'm mixed race, but because of my complexion's a lot more lighter, people tend to get fucked up over that, mixed, their heads get all twisted up over it, like I'm supposed to follow the stereotypical way, you know. White people don't really accept me, but then I can kind of I understand their vibe, I understand their banter, do you know what I mean? I understand, do you know what I mean? I get them. Black people just seem to want me to jump into my roots, and you know, I've had a black person in the past say, oh, he don't follow his roots, and I'm just like, what roots? Like, I'm mixed, I keep it in between both, you know. Then I get people saying I'm not authentic, and that pisses me off, because it's like, number one, you don't know me. Number two, I could probably run circles around you and your knowledge of black history as a whole, you know. And it just gets me angry, because look, at the end of the day, regardless of my background, it shouldn't be brought into question. You shouldn't have to look upon me differently because of my background. And that's what majority of my life has been like. It's always been this whole validation of my background and where I'm from and things like that. And just over time, I just got sick and tired of it. I just got so dark and then violent, and I just wanted to, you know, now I just look at things very differently. I miss my old self. I miss my old Tobias, where I could I just miss having that new feelings to new things. Now I just feel desensitized to a lot of things now. It's bullshit, but truth, innit? You know, what more can I see? Alright, quick questions, quick thing. See this shot here? I did this in the daytime. These lot are doing, all they would need to do is wait till this road picks up. Fast shutter speed, bam, right in the middle, quick. I might get a shot later, depends how I feel. But yeah, so I just turned really dark over time, and I'm trying my best to restore myself to be a nice person again, but I just can't. I'm just having a hard time dealing with it, and that's the problem with society of today. Society, I feel, just put too many people in categories. Maybe it's London, maybe it's the London society, you know. People just put too many people in categories. Like, everyone's so, how can I say it? Everyone's so their own culture, and that's not a problem. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a crime, I'm not saying it's a problem. You know, you're entitled to embrace your culture however you see fit. You know what I mean? It's your culture. But for someone who's mixed, it's very hard, because we don't fit in a category per se. You know, it'd be different if I was full white and I had someone make a racial gesture. Then I know that I got my fellow white people to always fall back on, and kind of know that, look, at the end of the day, I know these other ethnic minorities might not accept me, but at least I got these lot. Do you know what I mean? It's the same with if I was black. Do you know what I mean? But I've just experienced, oh, this is pretty, just experienced too much racial discrimination. And you're probably thinking, well, you're mixed, how can that be so? You'd be surprised, mate. You'd be very surprised, you know. But I just know that I just don't fit anywhere into society, and that makes me very dangerous, because I just stopped caring, you know. I show love to a lot of people, like, as first impressions, because that's all I'm trying to get across, you know. I mean, I don't know how well I'm going to do in Holland in terms of society and fitting in and etc, but I'm going to try my best. I'll give up with London now. I've totally given up with London. London is you stay your side, I stay my side kind of feel, you know. It may be very multicultural, and people will say it's multicultural and whatnot, but they all stick to their culture. There's no assimilation, there's no coming together, if that makes sense, unless there's a fucking Trump rally. And if there's a anti-Trump rally, whatever, yeah, cold in it, there's an anti-Trump rally going on, everyone wants to come together. But the thing is, the problem with that is people come together for stupid reasons and wrong reasons at that, you know. That's what the issue with today's society. It's like, you got people that reward savage behavior, but they're picky and choosy with it, of who they reward with it, you know. It's like, I get told sometimes I'm passive aggressive, but it's like I got the love for boxing, I got the love for MMA, I got the, do you know what I mean? I'm not a football fan, you know what I'm saying? I don't, what? my favourite team, I would say I like to watch is Juventus, but I'm not a crazy football fanatic. But it just feels like people just feel like trying to force it upon me sometimes, but I ain't interested, man. I just shut off when people start talking about goals and top of the Premier League, all that stuff. It doesn't bother me at all. I just shut myself off and like, whatever, man, boring. Put some MMA on, man. See skills at its truest form, you know. But at the same time, it's like, even at work, people know that I'm tough and I could hurt quite a lot of people, but I don't want to. I don't portray to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I just want to be the guy that is accepted in society, not feeling abandoned, not feeling like people are my enemies and stuff like this. But the reason for this feeling over time is from people fucking me over. I done the rules, I follow the rules, you know. I've never punched or beat 2 shades of shit out of any girlfriend or anything like that. Nope. You know, and it is hilarious that, like, even recently now, having someone message me who's gotten back with their partner and whatnot after their partner done bruck her up anyway, like broke bones and shit, yeah. And it's so fucking hilarious that this person gets given another chance and I can't even get given another chance because of my race. Crazy, innit, when you think about it? Absolutely crazy. You know, but what can you do? Do you know what I mean? What can I do? I did think about prison. I thought about a lot of things, you know. There was a time where I thought about committing suicide and whatnot, but then, you know what was funny? I thought about, if I was going to do that, I might as well take out a set of people that I've had my eye on and whatnot, and then call it a day and just create my own justice in that sort of sense. I have my own fucking list, but it never had to be like this, you know what I mean? It just never had to be like this. I'm just, sometimes people, it's just the way it was supposed to be, was the way it was supposed to be, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm sorry, but it's just how I was formed in some way. Not my fault, you know. It's just not my fault. You know what I mean? I accept certain life events at fault of my own, no doubt. But it's one of them ones where society is really taking a toll on me, and maybe I shouldn't care how people perceive me and what I feel and whatnot. Maybe that's the case, but you gotta understand, man, it's like when you want to feel wanted and needed and appreciated and become a part of something very special, it's addictive because you want that love. You know what I mean? I could ride solo for the next 2 years solid, but then I just get darker and darker as time goes by, and then some poor person is gonna get hurt by me badly. I don't want that, and I don't want to kind of sound like I'm forcing friendship here upon anyone. It's just life has made me very confused, and I'm confused because I see assholes who beat up chicks, beat up women, break fucking bones on women and whatnot. I see guys who are extensive drug addicts, no discipline, will simply bun weed every day, lay on the fucking bed, do nothing, play FIFA, and yet this person will have children and whatnot. This is not a direct insult to anyone, this is just indirect speaking out. You know, you get these people who just bun weed all day, do nothing on the fucking doles or benefits, and they got everything, you know what I mean? And I just hate it when they say to me, oh, you're living life. Nah, mate. You know what I mean? Anyone can do what I'm doing. It's just, I'm a different human being to some people can't handle the isolation. It's like when I think about prison and whatnot, I think about how prison would affect me, and it's 50-50. Do you know what I mean? 50-50, because some of my friends are in prison, some of my friends are hard drug addicts, You know, we're talking spice, we're talking class A's, crack, heroin. You know, these are the people that I met when they were clean. You know, these are the people I met when they were clean. It wasn't a thing of, I'm gonna meet them while they're down on their luck. No, I met people who was in their prime. You know, we're talking guys that I knew that used to have cars, convertible, used to get a new car like twice a year, 3 times a year. Nice cars as well, not no little bangers that some people may be thinking. Nice cars, you know. And then you just seem to realize when life just has weird changes, weird fucking twists and changes. You know what I mean? I get tarot readings done and stuff like that, and my tarot reader told me that, you know, my spirit guides are trying to toughen me up and stuff like this. But I'm just like, universe, you can toughen me up in different ways, but not through heartache. I don't want heartache. I don't want BS. Toughen me up on things where I step in dog shit or something. Toughen me up in ways where I accidentally bang my nose and break it. Toughen me up in things like that. Don't toughen me up with heartbreak. Don't toughen me up with unfair nonsense, you know. But I'm gonna switch this video to something more positive. All right, you know, the positives that I've managed to accomplish over the years. Like, I learned the art of investing, and I think the most I made from investing was like £1,600, which weren't too bad, to be fair. Did that through investing in shares and stocks and a bit of cryptocurrency. Learned the art of how to invest cryptocurrency. Learned the art of online wallets and codes and things like that. Not many people know that. But when I learn this and people see it, they want to jump on it. Oh, bring me in. So I was like, you ain't even broke bread with me. What the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't want to be that person that is there to give people a leg up and then they can't even give me a leg up, and we work as a team, as a cohesive unit. I don't do that sort of thing. I want to work as a team and build something special. But a lot of people around me are just on this whole take from Tobias and do my own shit and leave him in the dust. Ain't gonna happen, my friend. My main thing, people, is trying to find stability in my mental state and stability as a whole. I need to get some rum tea, man. I'm fucking cold right now, but stability. But we'll see, people, you know what I mean? We'll see. Like, learning out of investing, did acting, stuff like that. Did a few little mini films here and there. Much respect to Andre. Got a respect for that guy. I met Andre when I was doing security in Croydon. He was working in CEX. My guy comes walking in. We just started talking, man. Cool guy, man. Very you look at him and you think he's a smart, intelligent black dude, but the guy is a heavy metal artist. Heavy metal artist, writer, actor. You know, we're very similar in that way, and we've opened up to each other, you know what I mean? I gotta give him that respect, and I will never disclose his business like that. But he's got my respect, and I hope he's got respect for me also. So yeah, acting, did that. I haven't competed in MMA yet, but I want to compete. I would love to compete in MMA. People say I'm very good and I got what it takes, but it's the shift work of railway work that kind of messes things up a little bit, you know. What else? I do photography, as you lot know, through my Instagram. You know, the photography thing was always just a hobby. It was never really something for me to pick up and really make something massive from it. But you know, I've got over like 1,000 followers. It's reasonable, you know what I mean? Reasonable. They're not paid for. I don't do that. It's just, what's the point, man? What's the point in paying for followers on Instagram? Like, Okay, problem. They don't do rum tea, and I don't know where they do it. Well, I do know where they do it, but I don't know the location, because it was kind of like kind of stumbled upon the location by chance, and I've had a couple of rum teas, but I know there's one up in the hill which is up that way, but bruh, that means going up that hill, and that hill is brutal. I got an idea, fuck it. Alright, I need to get this shot of the Parliament building with my camera, so yeah, we will see. Went into a few places. The guy said the pancake place does it next door. I asked them, and they're showing me tea bags, and I'm just like, I just said to the woman, rum tea, and they're just like, and then I just said, fuck it. I said, alcohol in tea, do they do it? You know what I mean? But I think I will find one nearby, like a street vendor or something like that. One of them ones. So yeah, my future, I just have no idea. Travel wise, people, I'm gonna want to go California. I haven't been to the United States in quite a while. Last time I went there was during the Obama era, so it'd be pretty cool to go to California during the Trump era. That's another thing with me, people. I don't when it comes to politics and stuff, look, man, you can love or hate Trump. To me, he's just a businessman, and that's what you voted for. You voted for a businessman, so your businessman politician you will get. It's the same with the Conservative Party in England. You know, maybe people voted for the Conservative Party because people probably thought they were the best people to get out of a Brexit situation with money and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know, people. I don't have the statistics, so I can't fully comment. I just can't fully comment. But yeah. Take a shot of the Parliament building while I get my camera out. Also, I'm gonna give you like a bit of a camera tip. So at night, make sure you always check your white balance, because sometimes your white balance at night makes a difference. I've told that to a few people, and they listened, and it paid off for them quite nicely. What I like to do is take 2 shots. One shot with a white balance of my choosing, and another shot to get the best of both. Right. For those who are not camera savvy, yeah, you can use your auto. You can use your settings on auto if you want, but if you're not gonna edit afterwards, no point. You know what I mean? Just no point, because all you're gonna have is an unfiltered image, like an unedited image, if that. And it's just going to look bland for the most part. You want to sort of set a trend and set your imagery at a certain standard for yourself. Like, you want, if you really want to jump into the world of like photography and trying to be big on Instagram, you need kind of like your own look. You need your own flavor. You know, I like my cinematic looks. I like the cinematic looks I have. I think the cinematic looks are dope. But I got my do you know what? Where's my phone? Because Steve be on my case. Oh, did you get the Parliament building? I'll get it. Right. See, people will ride the scooters on a non-cycle lane, man. What's wrong with these people? That's probably one thing in Holland I gotta give them the Dutch some credit, man. They stick to their rules. Instagram, got me a little GoPro here. Oh. Right. Don't mind me, Instagram, YouTube. I'm just trying to keep the phone charged. Here's another thing, see, we're traveling as well. Make sure your phone is charged. Make sure you have a portable charger and you carry it with you. If you don't do that, you're a madman. Mine's broken down on me a few times. Not this one. This one's amazing. Fair play to Steve for getting it for me. But I've had one fail me in Lisbon, and that was worrying because Lisbon, my Portuguese is um pouco, little, you know. But my Portuguese got me by, to be fair. Didn't get ripped off by no merchants because they all thought I was Brasileiro. So benefits of looking like you could be from anywhere, you know. But ask me where I'm from, but do it out of the general interest of curiosity. Don't ask me where I'm from because you want to value me in terms of destination around the world. You know what I mean? Because I know for a fact, now this is, I'm talking mostly in London people in particular. If I say I'm from Puerto Rico or America, my interest goes up dramatically, regardless whether they know my personality or not, because of the country that I've proclaimed where I'm from. But if I was to turn around and say I'm from Afghanistan, then I just look like I'm a fucking freeloader for the most part, and I'm just trying to do what I can to survive. And you know what I mean? And I've seen people get treated differently depending on where they're from and parts of the world. I assure you on that. You know what I mean? I used to be a bouncer back in the day, and I used to have people asking me where can they find Jamaican men or West Indian men but no Africans, and I'm just like, that's so fucking rude. And this is coming from women, you know what I mean? Coming from women, you know, it's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. I'll probably, maybe because this is a society that I'm in, I live in a society where there's this, people just categorize people, and I'm trying to escape from it. Can't blame me, to be fair. I'm just trying to treat people fairly and with respect and whatnot. But this is a word to the warning of the wise. You know, racism will change you, whether you want to agree with me or whether you don't. Racism will change you. It will make you dark. It will make you evil. And you could be black, white, mixed, whatever. It will make you fucking dark. And that's what's happened to me. And I don't know, like, I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to escape it. I'm trying to. And that's why I'm looking towards Holland. Now, if the Dutch fucking are racist towards me, then that's a bit difficult, because I have to then adjust how I assess that situation. Because at the end of the day, I got love for the Dutch because of how well they've dealt with their society and how they've made their society be appreciated of the luxuries that they have. Like, the Dutch have a luxury of smoking weed. The Dutch have a luxury of prostitution. The Dutch have a luxury of being more energy sufficient, which I respect. I like the Green Party. I'm all for the Green Party in the UK and whatnot. That's my sort of party. My party is an environmental party. Look after the environment, because at the end of the day, the world is your home. If you fuck up your home, it's gonna collapse. But people want to jump on popularity bollocks. Like, are you a Labour supporter or are you a Conservative supporter? Nah, none. Green Party. Oh, you know, and you get given funny looks. But if you care for the environment, you care for the environment. End of story. But the Dutch, yeah, that's why I like the Dutch. Now, I feel that the government gave the Dutch people a chance and an opportunity, yeah, to literally have them sort of luxuries and freedoms. However, if the Dutch had fucked it all up and like literally misused it all and took the piss, the government would just take it away. And that's why I say to people in terms of, oh, what if they legalized it in the UK, Tobias? But then in London, I can only talk for London. In London, it'll get misused. It would literally, you would have people robbing the next person, you know? You have the next person robbing the next person. All these people, all these opportunists. And the UK is supposed to be a country that is supposed to be developed. It is, to a degree. But the UK lets itself down because of how society treats that land, you know? You had a lesbian couple, what, last year got beaten up on a bus just for being lesbian. Do you know what I mean? But then they do respect the LGBT over there, but it's just uncivilized. You legalized weed or prostitution in London in particular, the pitchforks will come out for, and the torches for the prostitution because of women's rights and stuff like that. Even if the hoes are saying we want to do it, they would still go against it. That's democracy 101 right there. Wink wink. And weed wise, you'll have a rise in young people bunning it up, you know what I mean, smoking it up, just smoking it up, getting schizophrenia, fucking up in schools and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm a weed advocate, I love marijuana, but you got to be reasonable and realistic here, you know. Weed in London just won't work. It just won't work. All these little boys out here getting hyped off these little CBD dispensary places in London, trying to claim it's authentic weed or whatever. Don't buy into the bullshit, you know. But then it's like, we should move with the times and move on and do bigger and better things in terms of society wise. So it's like, if they legalize it, good for them, but they should create a weed pass like the Dutch was going to do. But they should create a weed pass in London where it's like, simply, here's your pass, scan it, at least we know who the fuck we're selling it to. Make sure that they are I would say make sure they're British citizens, but then at the same time, it's like, if I'm a government body and I know that you have to have a pass to purchase marijuana, then you know who's buying and it's not being a form of misuse, you know. And then it will go a long way. It will go a long way. You'll have things a bit more structured and a bit more civilized. And plus, in the workplace as well. Now, a workplace should never have to infringe on your privacy for what you do outside of work. You know, that's the one thing with where I work. It's a bit annoying because I feel that they try and infringe on your privacy most of the time. And when they do that, it pisses me off because this is cool. You don't have to be all up in a co-worker's business on the sheer fact